Greetings, SD Minds, and welcome to our show match between our Hardrocker Esports League of Legends team and Simon Fraser University. My name is Wyatt Engel, and casting beside me is Joe Klinger. Joe, how do you feel about this matchup tonight?
I feel pretty good. I think that now that we have a varsity program at SD Minds here, that we have a really good chance at beating these guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. But before we hop on to Summoner's Rift, we're going to show this quick informational video to run down the rules of League of Legends. League of Legends is a team-oriented strategy game, where you and your 4 teammates must work together to destroy your opponent's base. Matches are played in a battle arena named Summoner's Rift. This map is divided into 3 separate lanes, top, middle, and bottom. Between these lanes is a shadowy area called the jungle. Minions will spawn at the nexus in the center of your base and march down these 3 separate lanes, attacking anything in their path. Being in the vicinity of your enemy's minions as they die will give you experience, which will help you level up and acquire ability points. Ability points can then be used to learn new champion-specific abilities or level up ones already known. Getting an experience advantage over your opponent is one of the best ways to shift the tides in your team's favor. Another way to gain an advantage is to gain more gold than your opponents. Gold will help you purchase items to increase your champion's abilities and defenses. You'll start to accumulate gold by last hitting minions and monsters, killing enemy champions, and securing objectives. After securing all the turrets leading to your opponent's base, you'll have to fight to destroy their base turrets leading to their nexus. After destroying the nexus, victory is yours. Now to introduce the starting lineup for the Hardrocker Esports League of Legends team. We have Sam Nesbitt, aka Undervalued, on the Malphite in the top lane. Alex Matthias, aka Void, on the Trundle in the jungle. Yuki Lewis, aka Yolki, on the Zoe in the mid lane. Raymond Hale, aka O'Harrowmate, on the Kaisa in the bot lane. And finally but not least, we have Avery Schroer, aka Grey Enigma, on the Thresh at the support role. Now to introduce the starting lineup for Simon Fraser University, I'll pass it off to Joe.
Alright, so Simon Fraser University has Aelith in the top lane playing Swain, Darian in the jungle playing Sejuani, Shimmy mid lane playing Akali, Erase in the bot lane playing Varus, and Zero playing support Shen.
All right, and both teams are spawning into Summoner's Rift. I could not be more excited for this show match between SD Minds and Simon Fraser University. And off they are to the races. How do you feel about this one, Joe?
I feel pretty good. I think that we got a pretty good lineup of champions on our team here at SD Minds, so I feel pretty confident about this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think some of their laning phases might be pretty rough, especially the top lane. That Malphite going into the Swain, you know, he might get poked out just because Swain being a ranged champion into Malphite, you know, an auto attack base champion. We'll have to see how that plays out. But for the most part, the team fight coming out of SD Minds should be quite impressive if they can get to that 20-minute mark and onward.
Yeah, I agree. I think that with the Malphite ultimate and just Zoe's long-range poke, I feel like, and Kaisa, late-game Kaisa also, we have a really good team fight comp.
Yeah, I completely agree. And just a fun fact, this is the first time all of these players on the Hardrocker Esports League of Legends team have played together. We just wrapped up tryouts this past Sunday, so they're looking to have a very strong performance in their very first showing. And Simon Fraser University, a very worthy foe.
Yeah, for sure.
So here we are, Void going to start it off with his red buff. Darian on the picking up his blue buff. And so the start of this match, I would assume, will start off pretty slow. You know, each team trying to feel out each other. Who's going to play aggressive? Who's going to go for those early all-ins? We'll just have to see. It looks like O'Harrowmate picking up some CS quite well there. Undervalued here, kind of getting zoned away from his wave, but still going to be able to pick that up as it bounces into his turret.
Yeah. the bot lane getting pushed in here a little bit, so we do have to be careful and watch out for Simon Fraser's level 2. They're going to get it before we do because they've killed more minions than we have.
Yeah, they will have an XP advantage. And Shen hits level 2. He goes in with the taunt. They're going to get the flash out of Grey Enigma. And that was a great level 2 out of 0. Just recognizing that he's going to hit that level spike before Grey Enigma on the Thresh. Goes in, gets the flash, and that will make the next all-in a little bit more deadly.
Yeah, definitely. Thresh is no longer safe from that again, so he'll have to play extra careful now that he's blown that summoner spell.
Yep, and here we have the jungles finishing off some of their camps. Darien here on his red buff. Void actually opting to pick up the scuttle first, but now kind of clearing out the rest of his camps there. And here we have Yoki on the Zoe, our star mid laner at SD Mines. We'll have to see how he faces off against Shymi. Shymi, a very talented player from Simon Fraser University. Here in the bot lane, we'll see Simon Fraser University kind of pushing SD Mines into their turret, kind of establishing some dominance, but they won't want to walk too close. You know, Grey Enigma might be able to throw out some of those death sentences and reel them closer.
Yeah, for sure. And Void is hovering around the bot side, so we'll see if he can maybe come down and help relieve some of that pressure here, but looks like he's not going to.
Yeah, he is feeling quite comfortable by picking up that scuttle. He grabbed both scuttles, which will put him at an XP advantage over the Simon Fraser University jungler. So he's got to be feeling comfortable with that, but with how these lanes are playing out, it'd be nice to see a gank from Void in either the top lane or the bottom lane.
Yeah. Malphite really, or Undervalued, really getting poked out by the Swain here. It's a little bit of a rough matchup for Malphite. At least they did earlier, but
yeah, Undervalued is, hopefully we see a gank in the top lane, essentially having Void go up there and try to get a kill on that Swain early. But here we have Trundle in the bot lane. Will they be able to pull anything off? Death Sentence misses, and that will spell the rest of that gank attempt. I think that's good to just have Void show his presence, show that, you know, SD Mines is not playing games here. You know, we're going for those early kills and a solid attempt.
Sure. Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. Void walked over the Simon Fraser's vision ward there, so Simon Fraser's bot lane completely knew what was happening before it even happened. So
yeah, that is the advantage of putting down those early wards. Void was spotted out, and Simon Fraser University just knew to play safe in that situation. But here we have him coming in for another gank. Will this one be a little bit more calculated? Lantern going over, Flay from Grey Enigma. Death Sentence lands. Do they have the damage to burn down Zero? He taunts away, once again escaping death. But I'd say a good gank attempt. I mean, they weren't able to get the flash out of Zero, but I like the presence. They got some damage on the support, so at least alleviated a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, that's nice. Now Oharome will be able to farm a little bit safer in that lane.
Oh, here we have Shymi going in right as he hits level 6, picking up that first blood on Yoki. What a great play out of Simon Fraser University, and Yoki just almost getting away there, but just, you know, didn't quite have the disengage. We get the ignite out of Shymi. Yoki blowing his flash. So now Yoki at a little bit of a disadvantage there in the mid lane. We'll have to see how he's able to bounce back from that one.
Yeah, level 6 is when champions get their ultimate ability. So Shymi just hitting level 6 before Yoki was able to in that fight, and just capitalizing on that completely.
Yeah, that was great. A heads up from Shymi. Hopefully Yoki can bounce back. I think it is going to definitely swing things in the favor of Shymi, at least in that mid lane. And here we see Undervalued kind of scraping his way back into this matchup in the top lane. Still kind of pushed against his turret, so we'll have to see what he can do moving into the mid stages of this game. And now the first dragon has spawned there on the bottom side of the map. And I'll be interested to see which teams try to prioritize this one.
Yeah, it is a mountain drake that spawns first. So the mountain drake means that whoever takes the dragon, does more damage to turrets and future dragons and the Baron buff when it spawns as well.
Yep, all objectives on the map will be able to be secured a little quicker after capturing the Mountain Dragon. Here we see Darian kind of wandering his way down there. Looks like the bot lane will follow from Simon Fraser University. We'll have to see if they start this dragon up. SD Mines does have vision on it, so they at least know that they're walking around in this area. Simon Fraser putting down a pink ward there in the dragon pit, so that will deny all vision from SD Mines as they start it up. So even though Grey Enigma is standing right there, he does not know that Simon Fraser University is indeed on the dragon. The bubble missing just by a small amount. Death Sentence will go wide. Flay onto Erase. TP coming in from Undervalued. Will it be able to find a kill? Untouchable Force flashed away. And they won't be able to pick up much there. Losing the dragon. Yolki will fall to Shimy, and Grey Enigma just losing his life to the Ignite of Zero.
Yeah, two members of Simon Fraser just barely escaping there. Darian flashing away from the Malphite's ultimate, and Zero flashing over the wall at the end there, too. That was just really unfortunate that we weren't able to pick up those kills in return.
Yeah, Simon Fraser University, I mean, they had their flashes available, and they must have known that going into that dragon attempt. They knew if they started it up, they have the tools to escape, and that's exactly what we saw there. And they even have the tools to grab a couple kills on their way out.
They also did grab the dragon, so that extra damage to future objectives will come in nicely for them.
Yes. So now we'll have to see if SD Mines can kind of retaliate on that. Void clearing out some of these jungle camps, trying to get as much gold as possible. These camps will also give him experience, just making him more powerful in general. And hopefully he can start cracking the doors open for SD Mines as they're looking for a way to try to gain any type of advantage in this match.
Yeah, now that they have fallen behind in this game, they kind of just need to...
Yeah, bubble landing there from Yolki. Death Sentence from Grey Enigma. Will they be able to lock down Shimy here? Ultimate out for Grey Enigma, but they do not have vision on Shimy. Hiding in the Shroud. The Shen ultimate coming through. Oh, another bubble there onto Zero, but they just don't seem to have the damage to take any of these members out. And the disengage from Simon Fraser University going to come through. Erase roaming up to the mid lane will land his ultimate. The Glacial Prison from Sejuani, and they're able to find the kill on Void. Double kill for Varus as Grey Enigma falls as well. Just kind of overstaying their welcome there,
yeah,
Joe.
For sure. What SD Mines really needs to do here is kind of stop the bleeding a little bit and just kind of take what they can when they can and just make sure they don't lose any more like that. Because that was big for Simon Fraser.
Yeah, that was a big come up for Simon Fraser, but I think SD Mines, a lot of these players have been in this position before. So I think they do have the skills and the tools to get back into this game, but things definitely kind of swinging Simon Fraser's favor.
Yeah. Still fully possible for SD Mines to come back in this game, though. They're only behind 5 kills, and they do have a late game comp, so...
Yeah, SD Mines still holding all their outer turrets. Same with Simon Fraser University. So we'll have to see. It looks like Yolki's going to roam up there to the top lane, see if he can't pull off a cheeky kill. But that roam was found out about a little bit earlier by a ward from Aelith. Now Grey Enigma and O'Haramate pushing that wave into the turret. Have to see if they can't find anything here. Void in the bot lane, maybe going to go for a gank, but once again, another ward going to foil SD Mines' plans to pick up a kill there in the bot lane.
Yeah, Simon Fraser University just really having all the right wards in the right spot this game so far, making sure that SD Mines just doesn't have a chance to pull anything off against them.
Yeah, Simon Fraser doing a great job at illuminating these dark parts of the map in between the lanes. Absolutely zero vision there unless you put down those wards. Now Void feeling comfortable that he's not spotted. Darien doing some counter jungling. They're taking the Gromp from Void. Now kind of just doing some maintenance over there in the jungle, putting down vision, just looking for where he can find an advantage. We'll have to see Shymi here. Great positioning. Lantern in. Death Sentence landing onto 0. Teleport coming in from Aelith, however. And the ultimate landing right onto O'Haramate. O'Haramate picks up 1 kill, picks up 2. The double kill going on over to O'Haramate. But now they have to disengage. Shymi letting loose, diving under the turret. Will find the kill onto Greg Nigma. The double kill, the triple kill for Shymi. And wow, so much damage coming out of that Akali.
Yeah, that was huge. That was really well played by Shymi right there. Just landing all the damage he needed to in the right times.
Yeah, pretty much landing all of his skill shots. Now Yolki, the Nevermore lands. Oh, and he's just taken out right under that tier 1 in the bot lane.
It wasn't a complete loss for SD Mines, though. They did end up getting 2 kills onto the Kaisa, who is exactly who you want those kills to be on.
Yeah, O'Haramate picking up 2 in that last scrimmage was huge for School of Mines. And it's always just got to feel good to get those first kills of the match. So we'll have to see how well O'Haramate will be able to utilize that extra gold he received from those kills and that extra experience.
Yeah.
So right now, we see 0. He's placed a ward into SD Mine's jungle. Once again, that will be able to spot out anyone that walks past it. We'll have to see if they're able to abuse that vision. Grey Enigma trying to clear out all the wards he can there in the lane. And now we've kind of hit a stalemate of this game. You know, both teams trying to figure out where they want to go next on this map. Where are these advantages going to come from?
The next Dragon has spawned. It is an Infernal Dragon this time. And the Infernal Dragon just gives you bonus damage on all your attacks and abilities that you do against the enemy team. So
yeah, Infernal Dragon actually considered one of the more powerful dragons just for how it aids your team fight. Oh, Shymi lands the 5-point strike, goes back in, and the execute comes through. Shymi, so much damage coming out. Death Sentence missing from Grey Enigma. And they're just not feeling confident enough to fully engage on these 2 members from Simon Fraser University as the Infernal Dragon goes over. So they got the pick onto Void. And with him being out of the contention for that Dragon, they felt comfortable enough to grab that.
yeah, the jungler is exactly who you want to pick off right before a Dragon fight too.
Yeah, junglers do have a summoner spell called Smite that will deal execution damage to objectives. Shymi finding O'Haramate for the 1v1 in the bot lane and picks up a pretty easy kill. Rest of Simon Fraser University moving on to the Rift Herald. And it doesn't look like SD Mines is going to contest this too much. We'll have to just see. I think this is a team fight that they could go for. Void deciding to pick up his blue buff instead. And the Rift Herald goes over to Simon Fraser University.
Basically what the Rift Herald does is you kill it once, and then you spawn it in a lane, and then with your minions it pushes towards the tower and then charges up and deals a lot of damage to the first tower that it strikes. So
yeah, the Rift Herald will make it a lot easier for Simon Fraser to push down these outer turrets and then push in towards the tier 2 turrets, ultimately, you know, giving them a pretty good advantage. So we'll have to see how School of Mines' defense will be able to match up against that offense coming out of Simon Fraser here in the next few minutes. But so far, I mean, School of Mines, they're hanging on. They have turrets still up. They have defenses. They just need to start working on their vision control. I think that's been the big difference in this game. Simon Fraser University, you know, putting a lot of wards out, pretty much knowing at every point in the game where SD Mines is at on Summoner's Rift. And that's kind of been the big difference in this match so far.
yeah, it has. Everything that SD Mines has tried to do, Simon Fraser has been there and countered it with just having wards in the right spots so far. So
yeah, that's definitely, I'd say, a skill that a team acquires through a lot of team play. So we're kind of seeing that difference come through here. SD Mines being the first time they've ever played with each other as a full team, just kind of lacking on the vision control. Now Grey Enigma going to see if he can defend this tier 1 in the top lane. Taunt from Zero going to land. Ultimate follows up from Erase, and it looks like they will be able to burst down Grey Enigma. And that will be Erase's 3rd kill of the match. And that's kind of feel bad for School of Mines. I mean, you really think if you're going to be face-checking any of these bushes, it's got to be either the Trundle or the Malphite. But Thresh kind of caught out there.
Yeah.
Still, Grey Enigma's had a great game. Most of these plays that have come close have been off his back.
Simon Fraser summoning the Rift Herald. They're going to wanted to get the charge off on mid lane and kill this turret here, which they do.
Yep, Simon Fraser grabbing that tier 2 in the mid lane. Now it looks like they fancy a rotation to the bottom lane where Undervalued is trying to hold off Aelith on that Swain. A good chunk of damage coming through. Aelith definitely handling that situation. I have to see if they're just able to defend this. It almost feels like they are going to be forced into a team fight.
Yeah, right now for SD Mines, they just have to pull the trigger on something. They can't just sit here and let Simon Fraser bleed them out like this anymore. So they have to go for something here, which they do.
Yeah, Undervalued jumps in on 3 of them, but do they have the damage to burn them down? Aelith, the Demonic Ascension, raining terror on School of Mines, and they completely clear them off the map. Oh, Heraldmate, they're getting taken down by Shymi. Actually just escaping, so Heraldmate still standing for School of Mines, but Simon Fraser University going to feel free to push forward, grab that base turret, and finish off this inhibitor.
Yeah, Heraldmate, their main damage source, wasn't even able to join that fight for SD Mines because Shymi just threatening to assassinate him at any time if he walked up too close, and so he just couldn't join the fight with the team.
Yeah, and now that that inhibitor is down, super minions will start spawning in the bottom lane, so that will give Simon Fraser an advantage when they push even further on. And super minions also a little bit more difficult to clear out, so that's going to make it a little bit harder for School of Mines to get back into this game. But I think, I think they have the tools. I think they just have to try to find the right team fight, or they got to look for some picks at this point.
Yeah.
Try to catch out one of these players from Simon Fraser University, maybe in the jungle, or maybe land a really good death sentence from Grey Enigma to start off one of these fights.
Yeah, what they need to do is, I think that they need to really try to take control over the vision here and just look for picks with Zoe, because that Sleepy Trouble bubble can come out of nowhere sometimes. And
yeah, and once that bubble hits you, you're going to be sitting there for a couple seconds, giving your team the opportunity to close in on that champion. Here we have the Simon Fraser University kind of sitting up there near the Baron. We'll have to see Aelith here going to try to fight off 2 from SD Mines. The bubble lands. He's going to be CC'd there, and all of SD Mines coming in, going to lock down this Swain. The kill goes on over to Void, and that's got to feel good for SD Mines. However, Simon Fraser University burning down this Baron quite fast. Will they be able to pick up any of the members as they retreat out of the pit? Death Sentence landing onto Erase, and Void grabbing another kill.
yeah, SD Mines picking up 2 kills there. But Simon Fraser University does get the Baron buff, and they still have that on 3 members of their team. Basically what the Baron buff does is it makes your minions a little bit stronger and harder to kill for the enemy team, so it's easier for you to push down turrets and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be harder for SD Mines to clear out those minions with the Baron buff. We'll have to see how they do. They did pick up 2 kills off the tail end of that though, so with those going on to Void, we'll have to see if he can start stepping up in these future team fights and try to pull off a win here and try to pull off a comeback in general. Now Cloud Dragon up. If Simon Fraser University is able to secure this, that will give them bonus movement speed, which will be useful when engaging and disengaging fights, as we see Shymi doing right now. Finds the execution onto Yolki, but they are stuck under the tier 2 in the top lane. And they will be taken out. 2 more kills going on over to SD Mines.
Yeah,
and
2 for 1 right there from SD Mines. That was a pretty good play. They capitalized on Simon Fraser University just going too hard there. So
yeah, Simon Fraser University definitely getting greedy here, you know, getting confident. And that's giving SD Mines a window of opportunity to start clawing back into this game. And it looks like they found Aelith once again here in the top lane. Trundle closing in, the ultimate coming out from Undervalued, but they just can't take this health bar away from Aelith. Continues to follow up. Demonic Ascension doing so much damage. And it looks like Undervalued will lose his life there. Yeah, and you really got to respect the Swain in these late stages of the game.
yeah, just not enough damage on coming out of the Malphite and the Trundle combined to burn down a Swain's health bar in that fight there.
Yeah, Trundle and Malphite not really known to be damage sources, mostly just there to absorb damage, so they just didn't really have the resources and tools there to take down the Swain. And now the Baron empowered minion push coming from Simon Fraser University.
Yeah, SD Mines just needs to be able to hold on to these 2 inhibs that they have left. And also,
oh, Glacial Prison going in onto Grey Enigma. They pick up a quick kill there, and it looks like they are going to continue their siege down in this top lane. Inhibitor being melted down. Does SD Mines have the engage to go in for a team fight here? It doesn't really look like they want to fight, but they are going to be able to clear out some of these minions as they fall into their Nexus turrets. Now Simon Fraser University rotating to the bot lane. Bubble landing onto 0, but just not much to go off of. We'll have to see. I think one last team fight is probably going to do it. Will SD Mines be able to hold this one out?
yeah, they have to fight now. All 5 of their members are up, so this is the best chance that they'll have to fight. If they don't fight here, then they just lose.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Going for it.
Undervalued going in, but erased with a great flash, and now the damage and the carries coming from Simon Fraser University just doing so much work. Grey Enigma, the lone member from the Hardrockers, will pick up a kill onto Shimey, but ultimately all of SD Mines being wiped off of Summoner's Rift, and it looks like Simon Fraser going to pick up this win. Thank you for joining us for our very first Hardrocker Esports League of Legends match. Definitely hard fought by both teams.
Yeah, that was SD Mines' first game playing together as a full squad. So there's definitely a lot of room for improvement with our varsity League of Legends team here at SD Mines.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Joe. So once again, thank you for all watching, and we hope that you keep on cheering us on through the remainder of the season.